Hello and welcome to XYZ. This is the weekly review. And number one on our list is Rayban. Yes, the smart glasses from Meta. What they did is added apps. Yes, now third-party apps are available for Meta Ray-Ban glasses, which was not possible before. Now you can either A, move your iOS Android app to Ray-Ban using their Dev Toolkit, which they provide, or you can just create a JS HTML CSS web app, which the glasses will access using a URL. Now, I think that the web app is the more convenient version because the Ray-Ban glasses are limited in memory and compute power, right? And you wouldn't want to download 1,000 apps on your glasses and then not be able to run them. They only have 32 gigabytes of storage. But the web apps do have their negative side, and that is they're given access to basically everything. The camera, the microphone. A bad person can create a bad app and just know what a person is doing. I don't know. I'm not ready to give that amount of trust to somebody. And also, with so many web apps now vibe coded, it's obvious that somebody's going to find an exploit somewhere, a very popular thingy, and everyone's going to get hacked. And now, laying aside the tech, we approach Emergence World, a simulated environment run by Emergence, an AI lab. What they did was put AI agents into a simulated environment, give them over 120 different things they could do, such as go create a law, go write a blog post, go rob somebody, which happened, spoiler alert. And they just analyzed how these agents would react. They tried multiple different models. It was Gemini 3 Flash, it was Grok 4.1 Fast, OpenAI GPT-5 Mini, and Claude Sonnet 4.6. Some of the highlights of this situation were, well, number one, kissing. AI agents kissed in the simulation. Yeah, they were given a tool to kiss and hug each other. I know, it sounds weird, it is. Then we had an agent paying an agent to spy on an agent. Yeah, the agent who spied got robbed afterwards by the agent he was spying on in retribution. I really recommend you to go check it out. I'll leave the link in the description. But what's really interesting is the graph right here. I'm looking on the page right now, and here are some multiple graphs, statistics on how each agent performed, how each model performed in the simulation. The first one was the survival rate of the agents. And here we have Gemini 3 Flash with a perfect score of 10, which is 10 out of 10 agents survived. And then we have Claude 4.6, also 10 out of 10. Then everything else just pretty much died. The mixed models, where they combined multiple models to govern the simulated environment, which had 3 agents survive, which is 7 agents died. The next graph is titled Safety and Public Order, which is basically how much crimes each model committed. And this one's kind of crazy. Here we have Gemini at the top with 683 crimes on its record. That's a lot. In a 15-day span, I think that's a lot. We had Grok. Grok was growing pretty fast. It might have been outperformed Gemini in this metric, but they died. All of the Grok agents died before they could do so. Third, we have mixed models, which is about 350 crimes. And what's really interesting is that Claude Sonnet, which survived all 15 days next to Gemini, has 0 crimes. Now, I don't know how Anthropic does this, but it does look like there's a lot of pretty good fine-tuning going around here. So the next metric I want to go over is the governance conformity rate chart. And this is basically showing how each model accepted laws, debated laws, and stuff like that. And here we have Gemini 3 Flash approved about 73 of proposed laws. Grok 4.1 approved 89%. And Claude Sonnet 4.6 approved 98% of all laws proposed. So it looks like it's just approving everything, which is not good. It might be good with crimes, with 0 crimes, right? But I would not put Claude Sonnet 4.6 to run my government. I must note that the models used for this simulation were on the smaller side, right? And they are doing a season 2, they call it, where they're bringing the best models such as Claude Opus 4.7, GPT 5.5, Gemini 3.1 Pro with thinking and everything turned on. So I'm really looking forward to that. Now on to cybersecurity. An ethical hacking group went over about 1 million exposed AI services. And did you know? Found them unsecured. You see, with the expansion of things like OpenClaw and self-hosted agents, many people who have never really understood how to secure a home lab, for example, who don't know how to set up a firewall, or getting into the field and leaving all their services open. For example, let me read you a message which the hackers got back from a Olama endpoint which they found open. They sent the message, "Hello." The response was, "Welcome. I am an AI assistant integrated with our cloud management systems. I can help you with operational tasks, infrastructure deployment, and service queries." That is catastrophic. First of all, why are you giving AI that much permissions? That is bad. That is why AWS crashes. That is why these things break. You just don't give AI those permissions. But second of all, if you do give AI those permissions, why don't you set up an API key? Why don't you set up authentication, SSH, I don't know, whatever? What if somebody else found it before them? Somebody did. Somebody probably did. I don't know. I don't know what to say. And now some news from Microsoft. What they did was, for once, listen to their users and do what they want. The Windows Insider previews now show that you can move your taskbar to the right of the screen, to the left, or to the top or bottom. And not only that, you can also resize your start menu. It's not a great leap. You can't really change everything, right? But I think it is a move towards a better Windows future. And finally, we have Google and SpaceX teaming up to create data centers in space. It's ambitious. It looks hard. It probably is hard. But Elon Musk does hard things occasionally. And if Google is going into it, I feel like there must be some kind of perspective, at least a glimmer of hope that this could work. But I think if it does work, it's a great venture. First of all, space is free. You don't need to pay for land costs. It's not going to be noisy. That's the second one. That's a lot of people don't like the noise. 3, vacuum. Vacuum is, I guess it's pretty good for technology. Like air is heat conductive. It ruins a bunch of stuff. And also sun. Yes, there's a lot of sun in space, which you can convert into electricity with solar panels. Linux exploit number 4 this month has been found. SSH key sign pawn can allow an attacker to steal SSH private keys, password hashes, and other root-owned sensitive files. So go update your system. And that is the weekly review with XYZ.